It's Sherry. Welcome to my craft room. Um, Welcome if you're old, welcome if you're new. Thank you so much for all of the subscribes and the likes, and I love the comments. I love to chat. Always up for a chat, so thank you, thank you. I am really happy to be part of a community of people who are supportive, friendly, nice, and of course who share a love of our hobbies, crafting, creating beautiful things, all of that. So welcome. You're all welcome to my craft room, such as it is. Right now it's full of sleeping animals. We have Artemis in the floor. And the reason Artemis is in the floor is because Jellybean has taken over Artemis's bed. And he's quite cozy. So, Hecate is currently in my room. She is in my bedroom window, surveying her kingdom, or queendom as it may be. The last time I saw Snickers, he was sound asleep in a box full of crinkle paper. You know, when you're tired, you're tired. Okay, you just have to take a nap. But anyway, I'm not about to wake him up because the two little boys, the Jellybean and the Snickers, have been holy terrors this morning. Yesterday, my son visited. He had a box delivered here, and the box, they had wrapped everything in the brown paper, the brown wrapping paper, and he left it when he went home because it was full of kittens, and the kittens have just had a field day with it. There is brown wrapping paper all strewn throughout my house. But that's okay. They're having a good time. They're not hurting anybody, so it is what it is. Let them have fun. Tomorrow is house cleaning day, so I'll wad it all back up and stuff it back in the box, and they'll have more fun with it. Anyway, so this week I do have 2 ornaments that I fully finished. They are ready to be hung wherever I choose to hang them. I do have a little bit of haul. Not a lot, but a little bit. Lots of progress, though. Lots of progress. My husband was out of town all last week. He got home on Saturday evening. Yeah, it was Saturday evening, sometime after 5 o'clock. So I had lots of time to stitch. And it was just way too hot to go outside. We were in triple digits. And by triple digits, I mean it was like a temperature of 105 with a feels like temperature of 115. So there was not a whole lot of gardening going on either. Just can't, couldn't, no. So anyway, I will start with the fully finished objects. The first one is a little Halloween ornament. It's my little blackwork pumpkin. So I have finished him, and the ribbon is little ghosts and boos. So I thought it was appropriate. And the way I finish these is I just use small little scraps of fusible fleece and make a little flat thing. So there's that one. The next one is a Christmas ornament. And as I said, I am currently in the process of trying to slowly, not all at once, replace all of my glass ornaments, because with puppy tails and kittens and everything else, I really get tired of sweeping up glass. And so I am slowly replacing all of those with hand stitched ones, because you know what? When these bounce off the floor, it's okay. Nothing breaks. But anyway, I finished my little Christmas tree. And again, like I said, just little scraps of fusible fleece. And that's what I do when I'm quilting something and I have small little scraps left. I will save those. I have a box and I just put them in there, and when I have a cross stitch ornament like this, I just use them for that. That way I'm not having to buy new and my scraps get used. So, but we've got this one, and I finished it with some sparkly cord. You can barely see the sparkle on the camera, but I'm very happy with how this turned out. So those are my two finished items, fully finished. Progress. Last time we chatted, I had dyed the fabric for the Treasure Island stitch along from Owl Forest Embroidery. Well, I have begun stitching it. And I just have a small start. Nothing to really get excited about, but I do have a small start. And I'll fold it up because it's such a big piece of fabric. But I have stitched this much. This is actually the second piece that was released. The first piece was the Treasure Island title, but it goes in the middle and I wanted to start at the corner, so I just started with the second one. And I'm almost done with this section. I just have a little bit left. I could probably finish it in an afternoon. Finish this section, not the whole project, obviously. But very happy with that. This is the inn where the whole story began. So I have a start. Not an auspicious beginning, but a beginning nonetheless. And, you know, we take what we can get. Rome wasn't built in a day, and Treasure Island won't be. So there's that one. The next one, y'all will be so proud of me. I actually put in some work on my mill hill. Yay! Now, I didn't do a whole lot because trying to do beaded anything with 2 kittens in the house is not an easy thing. Yeah. They want to help. They want to help a lot. But the last time you saw this, all I had done was the white in the moon. But since then, I have filled in the ecru, and I have done all of the rainbow beads that surround the cat, and then a little down here. And then I have started on doing some of the charcoal gray. Now, I am one of those people who typically go by color. I will do all of one color and then move on to the next color when feasible. Obviously, for bigger projects, that's not always possible. For something this small, though, I can do that. And so I have begun on the charcoal gray, which, as you can see, I've started outlining things here. Of course, it's hard to see charcoal gray floss on a charcoal gray piece of paper. But I did make progress. I did bring it out and start working on it again. I'm so proud of myself. So there was a little bit of progress on that. The next one is the 4 Elements by Satsuma Street. And I didn't get a whole lot done because as I was stitching, I realized I'm missing a color, and I don't know how because I thought I'd kitted them all up. But, you know, old age and senility, that's all I can say. But I have made a little bit of progress. We now have the outline of the waves. going on, and we've started filling in little bubbles. So some progress there. I am still behind, but that's the story of my life, and it's okay. I can live with that. It's all right. I don't have a deadline. That's the way I look at it. I gave up deadlines when I resigned from working. Now I make my own deadlines. And that's how it goes. I did a little bit on my botanical black work. And that one, if you'll recall, I had only done the first little square. But now I have filled in the second little square, and I've almost stitched the frame for the third. So I made some progress on that one. So that's nice. Coming right along. We'll get there. We'll get there. I am way behind, but you know, I'm used to it. So some progress with that one. I didn't work a whole lot on my stamped kit, because what I'm discovering is this canvas, or whatever it's printed on, it's a workout. Pushing that needle in and out of this thing, it's a workout. And with it aggravates the arthritis in my hands, and so my hands start to hurt. So I can only work on it for short amounts of time before I have to take a break. And again, I'm color completing this. You can do that with the stamped ones because you don't have to count. But I have filled in all of this gray, and I've filled in this maroon color is the gray. So I've done quite a bit of the gray. I'm almost finished with it. I really wanted to complete it, but I still had that much left, and my hands were saying, no, we need a break. So I put it away. I didn't do a whole lot on it, but it'll get done. I just have to pace myself so that I don't just totally wreck my hands. You know, old age sucks. It really does. But anyway, the last project. Now I did get a lot of progress done on this one, and this is one that I hadn't started last time. And this is the Halloween stitch along, the Haunted Halloween from Fat Quarter Shop. And I've actually completed the first square, the first release, and I've begun another. So I've actually gotten a lot of progress done on that one. And this one, as I said, Fat Quarter Shop, their stitch alongs, I've done others, and they go pretty fast and easy. So I mean, I did all of this yesterday just while I was cooking dinner. So yeah, it won't take me long to finish this one. And I'm liking the way it looks on the neon green. So I was perfectly fine not getting the pistachio that nobody had in stock. But that is my progress. I do have just a tiny bit of haul, but I also decided to do like a pattern parade of the printed patterns that I've got waiting, the ones that are in my little cup, because my magical cup. Now, I did get 2 new little small kits, and I got them off the clearance rack. Yay, clearance. So they were only $5. I got the little Busilla, the little sleeping kitty, because he looks like my jelly bean. And I thought $5 for a whole kit, that's not bad. I get to sort all the floss, yay! But that's okay. That's all right. And then I got from Design Works, I got this little one. And I got that one because he reminds me of my little Snickers. Because Snickers is just, he has the sweetest little temperament. But he was also $5 on the clearance rack. So we like some clearance. Clearance make us happy. Now, I got another piece of haul, and this is actually part of, this can begin my pattern parade. From Tilton Crafts, because I had a night where I had insomnia, which is frequent, and so I went scouting the internet, as you do, and I shouldn't have, but I got Dark Academia. Let me see if I can take it out of the plastic so that there's no glare. It's overcast today, but we're on the Gulf Coast, so our sun is intense regardless. But there he is. And it is the Dark Academia 3. I really like that one. So I ended up getting that one. And when I got it, I had a 40% off coupon. So that's even better. We like coupons as much as we like clearance. So that is my first printed pattern of my pattern parade. Now, I do like buying the pattern, the paper pattern, as opposed to printing it out. Now that being said, I do not mark on my printed patterns. I usually copy them, print out a copy, and then cross things off as I stitch them. I'm old school. I don't use any of the pattern keepers or any of the apps or anything. I just use a highlighter and a piece of paper because I'm a technological wizard. No, I really am. I really am computer savvy. I just don't want to. That's just the way I learned, and that's what I do. But the first one is a cute little biscornu that Laura from I Stitch Birds sent me. And it's a cute little octopus. And I love it. He's in my cup. He's in my cup. So my husband needs to hurry up and pick him. But I have that one. And then from Redbird Designs, because I'm in Texas, we have to have, here, let me pull it out. They do love the plastic baggies, don't they? But I have, it's 5 o'clock in Texas with a margarita. And I will drink me a margarita once in a while. Hopefully I'll have one this weekend. Next, a friend of mine from Florida actually sent me this one. She had stitched it, and so she knew I stitch, and I'm not sure if I'm smart enough to open the plastic baggie. But when she finished the pattern, she went ahead and sent it on to me because she knows I love cats. And it is Sampler au Chat, which I think is very cute. And I will stitch it. It's in my cup. My husband just hasn't pulled it yet. But as I said, after she finished stitching it, she just sent it on to me. Normally, she is my quilting friend. I'm telling you, I don't have friends close by. I don't have local friends who craft. I don't know what it is about this area of Texas, but I don't know anybody here who crafts, who quilts, or cross stitches, or any of that. All of my crafty friends are way away. Like I said, she's normally my quilting friend. She actually works in a quilting shop. But she does cross stitch sometimes, and when she finished this one, she sent it to me. The next one is from Plum Street Samplers, and it's Clementine. And it's just a small one, but I thought it was so cute with the little kitty cat and the corn and the flowers. It makes me think of fall. So what I'll probably do is stitch it for a fall design. The next one is By the Bay, or From By the Bay. And it is the 13th Colony Bay Part 2. And I thought it was kind of cute with the little sailboats and a little island. And it looks like it'll be a simple little stitch. So I got that one. And then from Sarah Girmani from Italy, I got Happy Halloween 2. All right, let me take him out of the plastic because light. Ew. That was loud, unnecessarily loud, but I thought that one was a cute one with the little pumpkin. But as I said, this one is from Italy, but it calls for DMC floss, but it's in Italian, which is fine. But I got that one because in my house we love Halloween. Probably like Halloween more than Christmas. But the next one I got is a big one. It is from White Willow Stitching, and the designer is Jamie Larson, based on the artwork of Michael Calandra. But it's a biggin. And there's a reason I got this one. It's a pretty little mermaid. Now the reason I got this one is, one, I have red hair, and two, since we met on the beach, my husband calls me his mermaid, and so I had to have a red-headed mermaid. And he can't wait to pick this one from the cup. He loves it. But I had to have a red-headed mermaid. And I don't want the cute little Disney Ariel mermaid. I want a mermaid. And my husband, he's got a partial sleeve tattooed, and it is a mermaid. Now, I'll grant you it is a mermaid that is very dark, with skulls laying around, but it's a gorgeous artwork. The next one is from Crosspoint Designs, and it is Anna's Garden. And I like the little hummingbird with the fuchsia. I thought it was very pretty. And I do like stitching on black and dark colors because to me the black just makes the other colors, the colors of the floss, just pop. That's like the Satsuma Street 4 elements. I am loving the way the floss looks on the black background. And as I said, all of these are in the cup waiting to be picked. The next one is by Bobby G Designs, and it's 50 cents a dozen. It's another pretty quick one, just a small one. But since we raise chickens and sell eggs, I thought this was perfect. Now, I'll grant you, we don't sell our eggs for 50 cents a dozen. We can't even buy the cartons for 50 cents a dozen, so that's not a thing. But the next one is by Pinoy Stitch, and it's just some floral bookmarks. I'm an avid reader. My husband reads a lot, so I thought I would stitch up some bookmarks from some of my scrap fabric, because what I'll do is once I cut the once I finish stitching a design, I'll cut off the excess and I'll just save it in a box. And I figured some of those long skinny ones I can use to do bookmarks. And my mother is also an avid reader, so I may make her a set of these and send it to her for Christmas. But we've got the floral bookmarks. This is actually a little booklet I got from Jeanette Cruz Designs, and it is the nautical bathroom. Now, my bathroom is not nautical themed, not even remotely. It really doesn't have a theme because it's about as big as a closet. But I thought I could take some of the nautical elements and create something for my bedroom, which is nautical themed. And that's why I got this. That, and it was on clearance, I think at 123 Stitch. It didn't cost much. So I went ahead and got that. The next one, and I think it may be part of a set. It is from Imaginating, and it's designed by Cats by Kelly. Now, I got these originally when we got Hecate. We also got Apollo, my little orange tabby, the one we lost to a heart defect. And all of our pets are rescues, all of them. But we rescued them together. So we just said they were brother and sister, and they were constantly playing together. And so my plan was to do this and just make one of the little cats orange. And I'll still do that. But that's why I got it. And I love it. This one is Play Pals. And as I said, I think this may be part of a set. But there's Play Pals. And then there is Window Pals. And I love them. They're so cute. And again, I'll make one of the little cats in this one orange to be Hecate and Apollo. So I got both of those. And if I find some more of these, I will get them so that I have the whole like set. Now this one, as I said, we got married on the beach. And so our wedding sampler, this one was perfect, especially since the groom's cake was a German chocolate cake, but the top of it was covered in sugar that looked like sand, and it had our initials with a little heart written on it, or, you know, like drawn like by the finger or whatever. So I will do this one for our wedding, but it's also in the cup. Everything's in the cup. I have a cup of stitchiness. This and that one was by, it was also Imaginating. So that's cool. This one is from the Woolly U. And it's a little black kitten on a tree limb in October 31st. So I thought that might be nice for a Halloween decoration. This one is from Calico Crossroads, called Silent Night. As you can see, I love cats. I do. I love animals, period. But I do love my cats. So a lot of my stitching has cats in it. This one I got specifically for my husband, and it's a bookmark, and it's from Rogue Stitchery. My husband is an ice cream junkie. He loves ice cream. He would sell his soul for ice cream. And so I figured I would stitch him a bookmark of ice cream. We live not far from Brenham, Texas, which is where the Bluebell Creamery is. And it is also close to one of our favorite nurseries, the Antique Rose Emporium. Oh, if you ever get a chance to go. It's amazing. But the Bluebell Creamery, inside they have an ice cream parlor where you can get just little cups to sample the different flavors. And every time you go in there, they have a selection of flavors that you can get. And they're $1 a cup. And I mean by a cup, I mean a full scoop of ice cream that you would get on an ice cream cone. Every time we go to Antique Rose Emporium, and it's just a little afternoon trip for us, we're not far, he has to stop by Bluebell. And that man will get one of each kind if I don't stop him. It's about the ice cream, all about the ice cream. But anyway, I thought that would be perfect for him. And I'll probably stitch it up and put it in his stocking or something. Or you know what? Maybe that would be a good Advent gift for him this year. But the next one is from the Design Connection, and it was designed by Linda Bird, and it is Fruits of the Earth Sampler, which I thought was cute, and I'll hang in my kitchen. And this is another one that I just got on sale. But like I said, I thought I would hang that one in my kitchen. This is one that you saw in one of my hauls. I think the last video maybe. But it's the Egyptian Cat by Artist's Alley. My husband loves mythology, as you can tell from all of the goddesses in my house and gods. We have Artemis, goddess of the harvest. We had Athena, my big old Saint Bernard mix. She's passed, but I mean, she was over 10 years old. That was Athena, our little warrior goddess, goddess of wisdom. We have Hecate, which is goddess of witches. We had Apollo, our little sun god. I'm not sure how Jelly Bean and Snickers escaped the mythology, but my husband does love mythology, so I got the little Egyptian cat for him. Next, by Creative Poppy, by Barbara Anna. My husband got me this on one of our trips to the Stitchy shop. Stitch or Die. He thought it was awesome. So I have to stitch that one for Halloween. It's in the cup, obviously. My next one is an Artisy, and it is the Magic Cat. My husband got me that one for Christmas, and I think it's adorable. So, that one. The next one is another Christmas gift from my husband, and it is from Charting Creations, but it was based on the artwork by Claire Bertrand, and it is a familiar cat. And I thought that was pretty. He got me that last year for Christmas. He also got me another Artisy, and that is Cat in the Moonlight. As I said, my husband is amazing. He supports everything I want to do. This one is from Stitchin' Needs, and it is the Fall Black Cat, which I think is cute. And I'll do that for Halloween. The next one is from Madame Lafay, and that is one of my favorite designers. She's French, and this is Herbes et Épices, Herbs and Spices. And my husband bought me that for Christmas. And I can't wait to stitch that one for my kitchen. Of course, I showed this in one of my previous, I think the last video, Skull Island by Artisy, which my son wants. He thinks I should stitch that one for him now that I finished his Spirits of the Dead. That's going to take a hot minute because this one's going to be mine first. About to have an avalanche. The next one was a Christmas gift from my husband, and it is Tiddles, The Dark Side of the Cat by Peter Underhill. It's from Heritage Crafts. And it's Happy Crisp Mouse. My husband has a sick sense of humor and he loves this. Which I think is cute too. But I have that one. And then the last one I have is another one that I'd like to do for my kitchen. Now I do all my canning and gardening and everything. And I make salsa. I make salsa verde with the tomatillas. And I also make salsa rojo with the tomatoes. Many, many, many people have tried to figure out my recipes. And people have sat and helped me. It's a family event when I make salsa because I make it by the dozens of jars. And so the whole family gets together. Me, my husband, my son. And we all chop and everything. And then I mix it up. And they still could not tell you how I make my salsa. But everybody loves it. So my husband thought I needed this for the kitchen. Which I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm excited to stitch it. He just won't pull it from the cup. He hasn't pulled it out yet. But that's it. And those are my printed patterns. I am currently in the process of printing out my PDF patterns. And I want to put them in a 3-ring binder. Because that way I'll already have the paper copies when I'm ready to stitch them. That's an ongoing project. I haven't finished that yet. But that is in the plans. I've got it. I'm working on it. So those are my printed patterns. Now, I did get some sewing haul. That's the cross stitch section. Now we'll go on to the sewing. Although it does kind of also apply to cross stitch because I found some fabric remnants the last time I was at the fabric store. And I got them because I mean they're less than a yard, but I thought they would be pretty cross-stitch project bags. And so the first one I got was this gorgeous metallic Christmas, and it's just snowflakes done in silver thread. But it's a nice sturdy fabric, and I think it would make a gorgeous project bag. So, and there was only half a yard of it. And I only paid $2, so why not? So $2 for a project bag? Yes, please. So I got that. They also had the vinyl, the clear vinyl that I use to make them. They had a roll of that, and I paid 64 cents for it. So, and this will make several bags because there's a half a yard of it. So I got that. And then I got, and they had, this was like 7/8 of a yard, but I thought it would be a cute project bag. Some little kitties. So I got that one because I'm sure I need a kitty cat project bag. And then this one, there was only 3/4 of a yard, but it's cute. Why do I have it folded inside out? I don't know, because I'm fabulous, that's why. But it's just a cute little strawberry print. Just all kinds of strawberries on a blue background with some little flowers. And I thought that was really cute. So I will make a project bag out of that too. Some more sewing haul that I got. was from Mood Fabrics. Now what this is it's like remnants. What they'll do is they'll take the last of some trims, and it's a variety. It's just a mystery box. It's whatever they have that they're getting rid of, and they'll stuff the box with it. And so I thought, you know what, with me doing the ornaments and things like that with my stitching, I can always use trim. And I got it when it was on sale for $19.99, and I got all of this. There's some lace, there's little iridescent white sequins, and I mean there's a lot of it. I can do several ornaments with this. There's ribbon. I really like this. It's kind of an iridescent pink and blue. I thought this ribbon would be really good for some Christmas designs. And I may even use some of the wider ribbon or lace trim. Like, this is some wide lace trim. And you can't tell on the camera, but it's really more of an, I guess they would call it like a pine green. So I may actually use this on some of the project bags if I can figure out how to do it, which I can. I've been sewing since I was 10, so over 4 decades. I got this. But yeah, I mean, $20 for all of this, and I mean, this is a good bit of trim. This is not just a yard. And they've got some more iridescent. This is a clear mesh, but it's an iridescent silverish gold border. That's very shiny. That would be cute on ornaments, you know, little cross stitch ornaments and things. So I'm very happy I managed to get one of these. These sell out almost immediately. So if you find one, you're lucky. And the fact that I found it on sale is even better. So I got that to use on, you know, finishing up some of my projects. And not even just ornaments, but sometimes what I'll do with my projects, and I think maybe next video I'll do a fully finished object show and tell kind of thing to show you some of the different ways that I finish my projects. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll mount them on just wooden plaques, and then I'll do a border of ribbon or lace or whatever to hide the raw edges. But so I got that haul, and I was very excited about that. I can do a lot with that trim. Now, also for the sewing, my current project that I'm working on is a new quilt. It's the Hocus Pocus quilt from Fat Quarter Shop. And this is what it will look like when it is done, which I think is kind of cool. The quilt, the finished size is 54.5 by 54.5, so a decent size. So right now my sewing desk is littered with these little squares. And I've got some of the finished blocks behind me, draped on my chair. We've got the center block done. I've got this block. And there are 4 like that, of varying colors, of course. I just started this one last week, so I haven't gotten too far on it. But I've got all of those done. And of course I've got all my pieces cut out and pinned together. Um, I know there are all kinds of quilt shops that sell the clips or the labels with the letters and the numbers and whatever for when you're cutting the pieces for your quilts, but I'm cheap. And being crafty, I'm the world's worst. I just look at something and say, I can make that. And then I do. And so I've just made my own with clothespins, and they work just fine. So I've got that started. I haven't gotten far. But also, now when you use the jelly rolls, the little 2.5-inch strips for quilting, often you'll have some left over. Well, I have started using those leftover 2.5-inch strips to make hairbands. And so I was experimenting with those. I've made 3 of them. Now I made this just black and white gingham. I made this black one with a little flower print. And then I experimented with a reversible one. On this side, it's the peachy color, and then on this side, it's the white. And I just put a little bit of excess, and this also is extra from sewing, little pieces of elastic that are not big enough to use on clothes. Just little end pieces, but they work perfect for these. So I made 3 of those. That's my sewing update. Gardening, as I said, we've been in the triple digits. There's no way we can do a whole lot of work. We've been harvesting Armenian cucumbers. Our pickling cucumbers are done. We've already pulled those up and replaced them with sugar baby watermelons. Our tomatoes are done. They're burning. They're burning up in the heat. Literally burning up in the heat. But we did get quite a few. I made several jars of tomato sauce with them. And we've had, some pasta, and we've been eating sliced tomatoes and cucumbers with dinner. So that's nice. Our melons, musk melons, they're producing, but they're not ripe yet. They're about this big. So we're excited about those. The tomatillas are winding down, although I have a big old basket of them in the kitchen right now. After I finish filming and everything, I'll be canning. I've got the tomatillas and serrano peppers from the garden that I'm going to turn into salsa verde. And then I've also got just a small little bowl full of June plums that I'm going to turn into jelly. That's my afternoon. And of course, while the fruit is simmering, I'll stitch, and while the jars are processing, I'll stitch, and all of that. So I'll get some stitching done today too. But that's the garden. It's so hot. It is so hot that really we are backwards from the rest of the world because we are subtropical and our sun is so intense. We garden from fall. Well, we garden all year typically, but while the rest of the world is in winter and not gardening, we are gardening. While the rest of the world is in summer and gardening and picking tomatoes and peppers, we've already finished that because it's too hot here. Now our peppers are still there and they're still producing, but we've got shade cloth over them. So that's why. It keeps the fruit from scorching. But the hottest part of the summer here, it's just too dangerous to work outside. Everything I'm doing outside, I'm doing early morning or late evening. And really more early morning because late evening is when the mosquitoes come out to play. Now, don't get me wrong, we have mosquitoes all year. those little evil things never go away here. It doesn't get cold enough to kill them. But, yeah. So this afternoon I'll be canning. I'll probably have some pictures of that next time. And I'll probably have more stuff canned by next time as well, as things are harvested. I did manage to harvest and beat the squirrels to a few of the figs. So I made a few jars of figs preserved in whiskey. That's how you know we Southern. It's all about the whiskey. This weekend I have requested that my husband give me a break. With him being gone all week last week, I did everything. I did garden, chickens, cats, dog, child, house, everything by myself with no help. Mama needs a break. So I think I'm going to request a trip to the Stitchy store. I think I need one. I think I've earned one, especially since this week, Monday and Tuesday, I spent all day creating a PowerPoint presentation for him for work because he's not computer savvy. Give him a Mac truck, he can fix anything on it. Give him a computer and no, that's not happening. So that's where I come in. I'm the computer person in the house. So, I think I've earned a trip to the Stitchy store, and I think I've earned a trip to the Stitchy store where he buys me something. Which, don't get me wrong, every time we go to the Stitchy store, he buys me something. Like I said, I do have a wonderful husband, but this time I've earned it. I've definitely earned it. So, that's my weekend plan. I want dinner out, and I want a trip to the Stitchy store. Ooh, and Joann Fabrics right now has DMC floss on sale. I don't know how much because the weekly ad, when it came out, it said, price is too low to show, which usually means it's like 40 something cents. But I am going to go online and order all the colors I want. And that way I can just pick it up on my way to Houston to the Stitchy store. I have plans, okay? So that's what I've got, this Flosstube. I have sleepy critters. I have a burning garden. I have quilting. I have stitching. But I have made progress on every Stitchy project I have going. So I am proud of myself, even the mill hill. So that's good. It's amazing how much stitching and sewing you get done when your husband's out of town. I love it, and I miss him when he's gone. But when he's not here, I don't have to rush to cook dinner. If Erica and I just want popcorn for dinner, that's what we have. So it seems like I'm more productive when he's not home. But I did miss him, and I am glad he's home. So anyway, that's what I've got this time, and I cannot believe I made a video that is almost an hour long of me rambling, but I enjoy being able to chat about my stitching with someone. I mean, yeah, I talked to my husband about it, and he thinks it's all cool, and it's awesome, and he loves the way they look hanging in the house and everything else. But when I start talking about, oh, well, this, and this, he's just like, smile and nod, okay, with a blank look. But anyway, so I hope everyone's enjoying their summer. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. And again, thank you for visiting me in my craft room. Thank you so very much for the likes and the subscribes, and I always welcome comments, you know, and ideas, constructive criticism, all of that. I'm open. I'm easy. I know I had mentioned I don't do Facebook because people were so judgmental, but there's a difference between constructive criticism or, hey, I have a cool idea. What if you did this? As opposed to, well, that looks like crap. I wouldn't have done it that way. That's not constructive criticism. That's just being hateful. And I don't have time or patience for that. At my age, I just don't. I believe in kindness. People should be kind. And I mean, if I show something and somebody looks at it and says, ooh, you know, that's cool, but what if you did this? Wouldn't that be awesome? Hey, you know what? I'll try it next time, because that's not a hateful way to say it. So I invite all of that. I'm always open to new ideas. I'm very creative on my own, but I also value the creativity of others. I really do. I think some of y'all have the most amazing ideas that never even bounced around my little head. So I'd love to hear them. I'd love to see them. Chat me up. I'm always up for it. And again, thank you so much, all of you. I love being able to chat with you. And I'm going to say goodbye and enjoy my house with my sleeping babies. I'm sure by now Hecate has her queendom in order, and she is probably asleep on my pillow. That's where she likes to sleep, which is why my pillow is always black and hairy. But that's okay. We love our cats. We love our dogs. We even love our chickens. My chickens, when I go outside, they come running up looking for hugs and bark, 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 chatting to me, telling me about their day. So we love our animals. But anyway, have an amazing weekend. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.